Hello there, hello. Today is Thursday. It is almost Friday, and we are close to the week ending again. Boy, time flies by fast. Last week was a short one. This week is a long one. Getting to Friday is like, oh my God, just be here already. But nope. Anyways, it's Thursday, and it's another opportunity for me to tell you how much of a star you are. In this bright, beautiful world, you need to recognize your star's power, light up yourself, utilize your ability to illuminate yourself, and see your beauty regardless of what anyone has to say. I dare you to be the best version of you, regardless. To smile, to inspire, to feel good, to be that person every day. Even when you don't want to be that person, I invite you to be that person with me, because I go out of my way every day to be that person, even in the midst of pain and bad things. I try to go out of my way to be positive and happy, because it's far too difficult to see the light in the darkness. So I try to always be the light because it's important. So I dare you to do it. Next part of our conversation, we are going to be talking about something fun. No media allowed. No media allowed, no media allowed, no media allowed, because they lie to us anyway. They're always lying to us, right? And it's kind of annoying. But let's not talk about that. Let's just focus on the positivity about it, I guess. Yesterday we talked about education, and we talked about the bad effects of education in the United States of America and public schools. And I kind of tagged that along with my problem with the fact that they wanted to add free preschool into the legislation for the bill that they're going to be passing. I'm concerned that it goes far beyond just that. I think that the United States of America is creating people that don't want to do anything. And I think that's the problem. The government is not our friends. They sure aren't our friends when they overtax us and make people feel bad about not being poor. Like, it feels like if you're not in the poverty, like, of existence, and you don't make, I don't know, $12,000 a year, if you make anything near 40,000 or up, you're getting punished. If you make close to if you make $100,000 a year or up, right, you're taxed at a different tax rate, right? And it's very questionable. And I don't know, like, it's just, it's just, I think the idea with these people is they don't think that we're paying attention. So they're lying, man, and we need to stop listening to them. Why are we paying for things we shouldn't be paying for? Why do other countries in the world not charge for education? Why is it cheaper to buy houses in other places? Why does it cost $1 million for a house in California and like even more for some shitty like condo or something, or brownstone in New York? It costs more to live in New York than it costs to live in California, by the way. And I know it's all about the convenience in New York, and I'm not saying I don't love New York, but if you look at the size of some of these damn apartments in New York, like the price of them, it's ridiculous. Even where I live, like, what are we paying for? And this is renting. So I'm all about buying property instead of renting property, because there's no good thing about you spending your money every month for something you don't own. There isn't. Be smart. Like, and they don't teach you any of this stuff when you're in school. None of it. There's no class that you could take. Granted, once you get to college, professors will start telling you to like get into different things, and they'll tell you that. But like in grades before college, they don't do that. These teachers don't care. Like, don't we think we're paying these people too much money for them not to actually prepare kids for a good life? I don't know. So I say we need to challenge these people. If they want to be elected into office, if they want to be politicians, if they want to represent the United States of America, then they actually need to represent us, because they're not doing that. They're lying and they're using words to play us. And please stop acting like it's two separate parties. Biden didn't want to pass any legislation that was going to raise the actual minimum wage from whatever ridiculous amount it is to 15. So he didn't do it. We know that. And Biden really isn't a Democrat anyways. He's more so a Republican, talking about all this like bipartisan legislation. I got some messages for you. There's no bipartisan legislation when Republicans are in power. Remember that when Democrats lose and everything goes whatever way the Republicans want it to go when they win again. Just look back. You probably won't, because at this point you'll forget all the shit. But look back, right? I want you to look back to when Trump was in office. Did Trump ask anybody if he could do anything? No. Granted, he was kind of a I'm concerned about that. They lie all the time and they get paid off of our tax dollar and nothing happens to them. And when they actually do bad things, they're not held accountable. So it's as if the villains have escaped the jail, the politicians, and they're running the country, lying, farcing around, stealing, and having their money in investments in the stock market and in things they shouldn't be doing, and no one is talking about it. And the only time I can hear anything about it is when I'm listening to far left progressive voices that are trying to be communistic, and that doesn't make any sense either. So it's like, where do I belong in the balance of this? Because I don't see why we have to spend all this money that's American dollars from taxpayers. I'm talking about taxpayers, okay? Poverty. If you're not working at a job, making a certain amount of money, spending taxes out of your paycheck, I'm not talking about you. And how the hell can you give a tax break to people that have children that don't have jobs? How does that work too? Somebody explain it to me. Why are we giving all the momentum to poor people? It's never about how we need to help middle class. It's not about middle class. These laws and everything happening isn't about middle class. I think we got to be careful. That's it. So let's just get into the conversation and stop talking about the media and these stupid idiots, because there's going to be even more of it to talk about tomorrow. They're on a vacation right now, and I'm just bringing up different topics when it comes to the media, because I feel like it's important for us to be fully aware of what they are. Liars. So, first part of our conversation today: buying what you need, not what you want. Sometimes when I'm grocery shopping, and I used to do this before, but I stopped doing this, I would buy things that I didn't even need because I thought I would need them later at another point. I think COVID changed the way I shopped. I became smarter by having my pantry be filled up with snacks, having my pantry with cereal, things that you can eat, at any time, having pancake mix, green beans, mixed vegetables, canned soup, having a variety of things in the freezer, having things that you can eat like pizzas, having meat in the fridge, always having shrimp on hand, having things that are easy to cook that you could use with electricity or without it, having a variety of things. But I think that I used to make the mistake shopping where I would try to overbuy and spend like $200 on groceries just to have to go back. So like the idea that I'm spending that much money isn't very smart, because am I going to eat all that food before it goes bad? I don't know. So I've gotten to the point where I only buy what I need, not what I want, because I feel like buying what you want isn't smart. It's not budget friendly. It's not smart. And it's not good for your kitchen. Like, you don't want your fridge to be full of things you don't eat. Granted, I think you should fill up your fridge with things you do eat. Granted, I probably need to be more healthier and drink more almond milk and more water. And I want to get back into my shakes like I was drinking before and substitute those for meals a day. I'm really going to be focusing on that again. I don't know if I'm going to do Herbalife or Tone It Up, but it's going to be one of the two. And I do think that it's so important to have responsibility with your shopping. Like, you can't go to one store and spend like $500. You should be buying things you actually need. When it comes to like Christmas shopping, that's why you need to make a list. You need to break down what you're giving to people you're giving gifts to, and you need to have it be budget friendly. Like, it can't be insane. Like, insane isn't smart, man. Like, I hate to say it, but it's true. Like, insane isn't smart. So be smart when you're shopping. Have a budget when you're shopping. Be fully aware of how much things cost when you're shopping, so you don't end up on the wrong side of that. Because you need to be shopping for what you need in your house or your apartment or wherever you live. Buy what you need, not what you want. So you can budget, have money, have a savings account, and live long and live strong. Next part of our conversation: learning to budget can save you from debt and stress. This coincides with what I was just talking about. When you can budget your money out for everything you need to spend money on, then you know exactly how much money you have left after. And when you know how much money you have left after, then you know how much money you can spend on things. Like, this is why you have to be very smart. Because if you're not smart, then you're going to end up suffering. And that's not good. It's just very concerning. Like, you have to be smart, okay? You can't buy everything you see. Sometimes you got to look at the sales paper and you got to budget to see what's smarter. Like, if you see a deal one week, maybe buy more of it. And then the next time you go shopping, you already have it. Look at expiration dates. When you're buying clothes, you might need to go buy some clothes at Savers or the thrift store or Goodwill instead of going just directly to Macy's or the mall or Gap or these expensive ass stores where things are like overpriced. Maybe look for the same style you want in a thrift store. And there's nothing wrong with thrifting. Thrifting can save you money, and thrifting can put you on a budget. And since we keep talking about how we need to save the planet, I just think that we need to be smarter, and we need to make these decisions so we don't get caught up in credit card debt. We don't have loans outside of student loans, so that we can buy property. So if we want to get into the real estate market and we want to flip houses and we want to do all these different things, we can do it. So that if you decide you want to get a condo, you can get the condo. And if you decide you don't like the condo, you can sell the condo or rent it out, whatever. You need to have a good credit score. If you're working at a job in the financial field, you want to make sure your credit score is good. You don't want debt. Debt is bad. Debt is a bad thing. You know how you avoid debt? Having a budget, living accordingly. Like I said, you might have to shop at Savers or Goodwill. It's okay. You know what? Smart people do that. You can go find a lot of designer things, Michael Kors, a lot of designer things are there. Or wait till the things you want are on sale. Go to the flea market to get something. Or, go to the go to like the other versions of the stores. Like, you don't have to go directly to the store and pay directly to the store price. Just be careful, because debt isn't your friend. And I know you want all this nice and pretty stuff, but if you got to go into debt to get it, it's not worth it. And stay away from credit cards. I know people will tell you need a credit card. You can't get anything unless you have a credit card. Dude, you know what you need to get? The card where you put your own money on it and you can spend whatever you want. Get that. Get that. Don't get an actual credit card, because it's not your money. It's just like a loan, man. Don't do it. Like, and if you're going to get one, get an American Express. Get a Black Card. Get a Discover. Don't get a credit card from a bank. Like, dude, don't do it. Don't get a credit card from a store. I know Wayfair is like trying to advertise their credit card, and they're always trying to convince, like, getting a credit card at Kohl's. Don't do it. Like, stay away. Like, what do you need a Walmart credit card for? What do you need a credit card at Target for? See, you should be shopping at these stores on a budget where you don't need a credit card. A credit card is not your money, dude. Not your money. Not your money. Next part of our conversation. Relieve. Well, before we get into the next part of our conversation, if you want to live good, remove the debt from your life. Then you'll have one less thing to worry about. The money that you're getting in, you can save it. Then you can do good things like buy property, you can go on vacations, you can enjoy your life. You can travel the world if you want to, because you're going to have money. If you're smart and you can figure out how to invest your money correctly, and you get a person to put your money exactly where you want it to be, you want to get your money in Wall Street. Okay? You want to get your money in real estate. You want your money to work for you, because if your money works for you, then you don't have to work hard for money. That's how it should be. This is the problem. This is what they don't teach children. People don't understand this until they start to grow up and recognize what wealth is. Debt isn't going to lead you to wealth. FYI. Next part of our conversation. Finding the right town can be fun. Like, when you're trying to figure out where you want to buy a house, or where you want to end up, where you want to raise your kids, that when you're starting to have those conversations and you're starting to figure out where you want to raise your kids, what street you want to live on, do you want a house, do you want a condo, where are they going to go to school, all that is important, right? Because it is. It is important. But it's important to realize that the town of your dreams might be too expensive and might not be worth what things are being charged. It's also important to realize education is constantly changing, and while you might like one school one day, you might not like it the next day. It's also important to live in a place where things that you use all the time are there. You don't want to live in like the boondocks where you can't find like a grocery store or Target. And you also want to live in a place where there's a low crime rate. You want to live in a place where it's okay to go on walks and you can get to a busy area fairly easily. These are things you want to take into consideration. You also want, your property to have value. If you're going to sell it, you want to be able to sell it easily. Like right now, there's a selling nightmare, or there's a buying nightmare, and that's happening. But these are things you should be considering. The right town What is the right town? I don't know if there's a right town. There might be a town you love, but are you going to live everything about it? I don't know. I mean, I kind of thought the place I grew up was a great town, but now that I'm looking at it, I kind of don't think it is. Do I have anything against it? No. Is everything that I experienced in the town great? No. Would I want to live there again? I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? Am I trying to move there? Not really. I think different places provide you with different things. I'm just going to say that. Next part of our conversation, let the Christmas shopping begin. We should be doing that now. We should be done before Christmas starts. Everything has to be wrapped under the tree, and we should be enjoying the holiday. The holiday is not being enjoyed when you're in the store at the last minute trying to buy something and wrap stuff up on Christmas Eve. I likely got to work on Christmas Eve, so I really got to get stuff done in advance because I am not going to be able to do stuff. Anyways, I dare you to be done with your Christmas shopping in advance too. So get out there and get things done, man. Get out there and get it done, man. Anyways, I will move into the next part of our conversation. I miss watching mysteries on Hallmark. I know I make fun of Murder, She Wrote, but I really like watching Murder, She Wrote. It's very entertaining. I like solving mysteries, and now there aren't any mysteries on. Granted, it came on at night when I likely should be going to sleep, but it's got to be smart. Like, literally. I don't know. I like Murder, She Wrote. They have a bunch of other mysteries that come on there. And they have, like, mystery series, like movies and things. And I like the Mystery Channel. And now that that's gone, all they do is play Christmas movies. Granted, I haven't seen all the Christmas movies yet. And I really actually need to take time to watch them. Maybe they're not that bad. I'm not going to say they're bad. But now I miss it now that I can't look at it. Like, isn't that sad? I think I get spoiled when it's there. I won't be able to watch mysteries on Hallmark Mystery Channel till like February, so I guess I should just find a way to be patient. Anyways, next part of our conversation. With all these apps, finding good movies still isn't easy. Because when you're looking for a good movie, you're looking for good actors, you're looking for a good storyline, and you're looking for it not to be like 5 hours long. Like, it's difficult to find a really, really, really good exceptional movie. But you gotta look and you gotta try. So I say do it. Next part of our conversation. I love Netflix right now. They're doing a great job. That cowboy movie that they came out with was pretty good. The other zombie movie that they came out with was pretty entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. What's next for Hulu? Hopefully something good. Hulu has been coming out with the originals for FX, so I think Hulu's, doing a great job. I guess we'll just see what's next. I mean, I guess we'll see. That's all we can do is see, right? Next part of our conversation. Do we think American Horror Story will go back to a regular season? They did it half this season. It made me mad because I wanted to see what was going to happen with the rest of the vampire idea. So the fact that they separated it, I thought that was weird. But I guess we got to just give it a chance. So I guess we'll see what happens. Anyways. The next part of our conversation, which is preparing for the holiday. with food. What do I mean by that? Like, I think should be start making cookies at the beginning of November for Christmas. You can make like star cookies or sugar cookies, and you could put like green or red toppings on the cookies. I think you should start making brownies. You can make some casseroles. When it's cold, you want to make easy things that don't take you a long time to make. And this is really an environment where you can do that in. So I definitely think that it's important to utilize what you have in your kitchen to make your life easier, especially for cooking during the winter season. Like I said, casseroles, things that you can bake in the oven, soups, all these things are easy, and maybe some chicken or things like that. Very fun. So good. I don't know if apple cider is still okay. Maybe like sparkling cider is better because it's more appropriate with this time of the year. We're moving closer to Christmas at this point. Is it time for eggnog yet? I don't know. Maybe we should wait till December comes to start that up. But I mean, eggnog is good. It's got its own appeal, its own taste, and it's okay. So why not? I say, let's enjoy all the things that make us think of the holiday, okay? Because that's what it's all about, the holiday. Macadamia nuts should be in all cookies. I don't care. I know you're like, why? But they should be, shouldn't they? Why aren't macadamia nuts in cookies? Like, they need to be. I'm just saying. I don't know. Make the holiday easier by making things that are easy to eat. Don't make it more complicated by not doing that. That's basically what I'm saying. Make it easier. Anyways, that, my friends, is the end of the podcast. Is it? Yes, I think it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. What are we going to talk about next? So, let's see. We talked about American Horror Story. We talked about missing mysteries. We talked about cooking for the holidays. We talked about macadamia nuts. We talked about a lot of things today. And that's the end of the conversation. So, with that said, I will talk to you tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in, as always, to Born Star, Born Star, Born Star, where you recognize you're a star. Because you are a star wherever you are.